Welcome to the Spy Collection Digital Edition. This is Anastasios with a special digital artifact from the files that were leaked by Edward Snowden in 2013. Most people have read the book or seen the movie Lone Survivor, a tragic story for the special operations community that lost 90 people in the Operation Red Wings in 2005, with Navy SEAL Marcus Luttrell being the only one that survived, the lone survivor. Lots of details about this operation have been published over time, excellent analysis is publicly available, and we even have footage from the Taliban forces during the fight that help us understand the difficulty of this operation and the terrain. Nonetheless, it wasn't until 2018 when a file from the data that Edward Snowden exfiltrated from the NSA made it to the public. It was an internal newsletter called SID Today. SID stands for Signals Intelligence Directorate, the NSA directorate responsible for signals intelligence. Operation Red Wings, the operation that led to this tragic event, started on June 27, 2005 and ended in the first week of July 2005. This SID Today message was published internally on July 11, 2005, meaning that it was a few days after the incident was publicly known all over the news. The message was sent from the Signals Intelligence Communication Division and it was titled NSA Tip-Off Leads to Rescue of American Serviceman in Afghanistan. And it was classified as secret with the SI or Special Intelligence Compartment. This describes intelligence produced through communications intercepts. If you recall in the movie, when Navy SEAL Marcus Luttrell moved to the village, he was trying to communicate using his emergency radio device. What was not known in the movie or the book was that someone was listening. Let's read what the newsletter says. SIGINT yields location of missing Navy SEAL, classified as secret and special intelligence compartment. Then we have events surrounding the fate of a four-man Special Operation Forces team in Afghanistan have made newspaper headlines in recent days. Sadly, two of the men were confirmed killed, and the efforts continue to locate the third. However, the fourth man was rescued, with NSA playing a key role. Here is how the story unfolded. On June 28th, a Navy SEAL reconnaissance team operating in Afghanistan-Pakistan border area came under heavy fire from hostile militiamen and needed extraction. A quick reaction force deployed to pick up the men, but their Chinook helicopter was hit by a probable rocket-propelled grenade while attempting to land. The helicopter crashed, rolled, and caught fire, leaving little chance for survivors. The bodies were subsequently recovered. The next section is classified as top secret and sheds some light on a part of history that was never written in a book or shown in a movie or even interviews. Let's read this. Meanwhile, attempts to locate and rescue the SEALs continued. The NSOC Senior Collection Officer SCO tasked the Mid-Operations Center with assisting in search and rescue effort. On July 2nd, a young airman in the MOC's Tactical Research Cell picked up the tail end of a transmission on a search and rescue frequency that was a deep male voice speaking American English. The airman quickly directed geolocation efforts and in near real time using SALEM collection and COGS-X geolocation systems obtained a center point in an area about 50 kilometers from where the SEALs were expected to be and where search efforts were at that time underway. Because of the apparent disparity in locations, military officials in Afghanistan requested MOC confirmation of the geolocation information, and following receipt of that confirmation, immediately launched another rescue mission. Just over 2 hours after the MOC tip-off, one of the missing SEALs was recovered in the area of the geolocated signal. The combined efforts of the NSOC and the MOC directly contributed to the rescue of the American serviceman in Afghanistan. This was an outstanding example of how SIGINTers can really make a difference in saving lives. Well done! Then the newsletter had two unclassified photos that were not released, so we don't know exactly which photos were those. It was a Chinook helicopter in Afghanistan and a US helicopter in Kunar province near Afghanistan-Pakistan borders, both coming from Reuters. I'm certain that viewers of this video would wonder what those SALEM and COGS-X SIGINT tools were. Both of them were classified tools of the United States intelligence community designed for GEOINT, or Geospatial Intelligence, and SIGINT, Signals Intelligence. From the very limited publicly available information, we can find that SALEM was an all-source tool to support intelligence collection management. The other tool, the COGS-X, was a geospatial analysis tool which allowed for execution of direction-finding techniques on signals of interest from ground, airborne, and overhead platforms. So what did we learn? National Security Operations Center, the NSOC, or Directorate K, is part of the NSA and responsible for current operations and time-sensitive signals intelligence. This is an actual photo from inside the NSOC in 2012. There, a senior collection officer tasked the Mid Operations Center, or MOC, located in Fort Meade, with assisting in the search and rescue effort. On July 2nd, a young analyst from the Air Force in the MOC's Tactical Research Cell used the SALEM to manage the intelligence to be collected and was probably using data from satellites and airborne platforms to collect signals of interest. That is, emergency frequencies, radio frequencies used by the Taliban forces in the area, etc. At some point he heard an American talking to an emergency frequency, so he used the COGS-X to perform direction finding. And that tactical SIGINT intelligence guided the search and rescue operations 50 kilometers away from where they were focused to the actual location of Navy SEAL Marcus Luttrell. Today is a special day. It's officially the 16th anniversary of Operation Red Wings. A special operation which was a great loss to the United States Special Operations community and should not be forgotten. I hope that this video added another piece to the puzzle. So the next time you'll watch that movie, read a book, or hear about this operation, think of the behind-the-scenes contribution of the NSA and remember that nothing is as it seems.